What's up everyone, and welcome to another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. I've got a pretty good one for you guys today against a guy in my chat named Atbroc. So let's go ahead and look at the teams. I'm rocking my Amph, Exploud, Caracosta, Durant, Probopass, and Tangrowth. As my opponent's going with Charizard, Staraptor, Breloom, Excadrill, Talonflame, and Espeon. So I know the one thing I'm going to really want to do in this battle is to get Stealth Rocks off using Probopass because it hurts Charizard and Talonflame really hard, and it does good damage to Staraptor as well. But instead of leading off with Probopass for that, I decided to lead off with Amph, knowing that I could hit everything on his team for good damage aside from the Excadrill, who obviously resists both Dragon and Electric. But he does end up leading off with Espeon, which is absolutely fine for me, as I do go ahead and I lead off with my Amph. So the worst this thing can do to me if I go Mega is maybe Dazzling Gleam, and even that's not going to hit incredibly hard. So I do go ahead and Mega, and I do decide to fire off a Dragon Pulse here. He ends up being a Light Clay set with a Light Screen and Reflect, which is fair enough. That's a pretty good set for Espeon. More offensive, but that does work. So I did go for Dragon Pulse as opposed to Thunderbolt here, just in case he decided to switch into Excadrill, so I could hit damage. I knew it hit the rest of his team for solid damage anyway. So he's going to set up Reflect, obviously, just to get both going, as I go ahead and use Volt Switch, anticipating the fact that he was going to go for Reflect, and I figured I could get an easy switch in here after he went off with Reflect. So I do go into my Moai, that is my Probopass. Now, I made a really bad misplay here. He goes for Psychic, which I'm a special defense wall, and I resist, so that does nothing. But I forgot about his abilities, and I went for Stealth Rock. He's got Magic Bounce, obviously, which was really bad. That was a dumb move on my part, so I actually end up hurting my own team with that. But at least my team is not incredibly weak to Stealth Rock, so I know I can deal with that okay. So at this point, I know he's not synchronized, so I figured I'd fire off Discharge, try to get some Para Hacks on him, but he does end up switching out into Charizard. That's not that bad, considering Charizard's still weak to it. Would have been really nice to get that Stealth Rocks up, but I didn't happen to, so I do get the Discharge off. It's going to do some, it's going to do no damage, really, but I do get the Para Hacks on that 30% chance, which is nice. So now, this turn, I know that obviously he's not going to switch back into Espeon, and even if he does, it doesn't gonna hurt me, so I'm just gonna try to set up Stealth Rocks again as he goes into Mega X. Mega X is the more physical one, so that's kind of worrisome for me, and I was kind of worried about Earthquake here, but I do outspeed thanks to the paralysis, so I do get the Stealth Rocks up with nothing going on there. So yeah, he goes for Dragon Dance turn 1. I thought that was weird. I mean, it does get his attack up, but he's paralyzed, so he's still kind of crippled. He could have went for an attack move right away, but his call. So he does outspeed Probopass at least with +1 speed, even paralyzing. His Dragon Claw does a solid amount, even with the resistance, and I just go straight for Power Gem. Probopass has really bad attacking presence, so it barely does anything at all, which is kind of bad, but I can live with that. So Charizard's going to go ahead and fire off Flare Blitz here. It's no longer resisted, and it's a lot more powerful, so Moai doesn't have the ability to take that, and I go down, which is not that good. I mean, Probopass was going to be pretty handy, especially for like Talonflame in this, but it did get Stealth Rocks up, which was the biggest deal. So I bring in my Subwoofer. That's my Exploud Choice Specs Boom Burst set, Modest Nature, very powerful. So I just go straight for Boom Burst, get the outspeed, and that's obviously Charizard down. So Exploud is really good at taking at least one attack and getting a Boom Burst off, which kills almost anything that doesn't resist it. So he brings in Espeon here as his light screen wore off. I know he's just going to fodder off Espeon and set up another Light Clay light screen. That could be worse. It's not that bad. But I know Exploud's going to go ahead and destroy this on another one. So Espeon goes down as well. So Exploud's doing a little bit of work cleaning up some of these Pokemon for me. Espeon did do its job there though, and his Reflect wears off there. So he goes into Breloom here. Now, at this point, I was kind of predicting a Spore. I know it could probably use some fighting attack, but I really thought he might want to go for Spore turn 1. It has 100% accuracy, so why not? So I went to Ramen anticipating that, but it turns out he decides he wants to go for Mach Punch instead. I don't think that would have killed, even Technician boosted, and he does prove his Technician boosted with a heavy hit, even with the crit. And he's a Life Orb set as well. So he goes for Rock Tomb here. That's a weird move. It did get a boost in Gen 6 with a higher accuracy, I believe, and it always does lower speed, so it's not that bad of a move, but I'm not going to hit Ramen for that much damage. So I go for Knockoff just to get that Life Orb off him. Does okay damage, but nothing ridiculous. And now he's just going to go for another Mach Punch. At this point, there's not much Ramen's able to do. He really can't set up Leech Seed, obviously. Giga Drain's doing nothing. Knockoff's going to do nothing as well now that he has no item. And I'm not healing enough with Giga Drain to be comfortable with him staying in. So instead, I just go ahead and straight switch back into my Ampharos here, just to kind of take any hit. And he does end up going for Rock Tomb at this point, I believe. I don't know if that would have killed. Rock Tomb also gets that Technician boost, so it works on Breloom if you want it to. I lose speed, doesn't really matter. Ampharos has no speed anyway, and I was praying there, no Spore, but and then it's up, he's going for Spore, so that kind of sucked. I needed Amph there to be awake. I figured though that Breloom's not really set up set, so I don't really want to switch anything into it like a Technician, possible Bullet Seed or anything, so I'm deciding to stay in here and fire off a Dragon Pulse because he does resist Thunderbolt. He switches into Excadrill, which is fair enough. Excadrill could set up on me if he wanted to. But I get the second turn Wake Up, which is awesome, so I'm going to get Dragon Pulse off. It's going to do basically nothing, but I at least know that I have Amph a little bit later if I need him. I don't want to stay in for an obvious Earthquake at this point, so I do just go ahead and switch right into Tangrowth here, predicting the Earthquake coming, possibly a Swords Dance, but I think even like a +2 Earthquake wouldn't kill Tangrowth at half HP, so you just go ahead and go for the Earthquake. It does absolutely no damage to me. I was debating which move to go for here as his Light Skin wears off. I wasn't sure whether or not I should fire off Leech Seed or Giga Drain, but I thought maybe he was going to switch back into Breloom, predicting the Leech Seed, so I decided to go right for Giga Drain. He makes a good switch going into Staraptor. He's gonna resist that Giga Drain very well. I should have went for Knockoff. That probably wasn't the best move, but oh well. So he's in Staraptor now. Now I'm positive he's going for Brave Bird. I do not want to take that with anyone. I could switch into Ampharos, but I really want Ampharos at the most HP for that Talonflame coming in. So I stay in, I take it, and that's going to be Tangrowth down off the Brave Bird. So I was fairly confident I could get through the battle. He wasn't going to be that much help anymore. So I bring in my Anti-Talon, that's my Caracosta, and he's just going to go straight for Brave Bird here. Now, I know Staraptors like to carry close combat a lot, so him using that made me kind of think he was a choice set. I don't know whether Bandit or Scarfed, but at the very least he could have carried U-Turn to switch out, but I'm completely fine with this. I'm just going to go ahead and get that Shell Smash going. I only took a little bit of damage, the resistance, the massive defense on Caracosta, and at this point I get that easy boost going, and I know I can take him out with a +2 Aqua Jet without taking any more damage, which is pretty good. So Staraptor's going to be going down here. Now, the only other switch he really could have switched into here, because obviously Talonflame with his very shaky defenses probably wouldn't like a +2 Aqua Jet. So he switches into Breloom, which is his obvious switch anyway. I'm going to fire off Aqua Jet, thinking I can do okay damage, but he gets the Mach Punch off. Technician boost, it does a good amount. I do survive, but unfortunately I'm pretty sure that a second one kills me. I do barely fail to kill him here. If maybe I would have knocked off his Life Orb, he would be dead, but that's okay. He's going to take me out on another Mach Punch, so Caracosta goes down, but did a pretty good job there. I'm going to bring in Kevin, that's my Durant, obvious nickname there. I kind of had to play risky here. My Durant's a Hustle set with Hone Claws, so he's got that shaky accuracy. He goes for Mach Punch, and I was really praying this hit. I got it, even though the Hustle was there, and I got the Breloom down with the Iron Head. Typically I like to set up Hone Claws first, but I didn't want to take a Spore there. He brings in Excadrill. That's another really good switch. I know there's not a whole lot I can do to Excadrill. My attacking moveset is Iron Head, X-Scissor, and Rock Slide, so all resisted obviously by Steel. He's outspeed, he goes for Earthquake, and that's going to take me out. I'm pretty sure that was a Scarf set, because I don't think Excadrill has more than 109 base speed. Bring in X-Plot again here. I was kind of worried he's going to kill me with Earthquake. So he does get that Earthquake off because he's obviously going to outspeed me. He takes me down to 8 HP, which was awesome, and I get Flamethrower off. That was very, very important. I get Excadrill down. I really needed that to have a chance in this battle. So his only Pokemon left is his Talonflame. I'm pretty sure I'm in a good position at this point. Obviously he's going to outspeed me with Brave Bird, but that was helpful there. The Stealth Rocks destroys his HP. Now, in the long term of the battle, this particular moment, that probably didn't matter as much, because I was going to one-hit him with Ampharos anyway, but it really did, I think, make sure he didn't swap into Talonflame a lot earlier. So I do bring in Amph as my last Pokemon. It's now 1-on-1. I'm about half HP. I have a lot of bulk. I resist both his attacks, his stab attacks, and I'm really hoping I can just barely tank a Brave Bird here and get the Thunderbolt off. So he goes for Brave Bird. Obviously, he's going to hit me really, really hard, but only take me down to 27. I barely live, and obviously at this point there is no way he's tanking a 165 base Special Tech Thunderbolt. So Talonflame is going down. And that is the end of the battle, you guys. That was a really, really good battle against Brock there. Really clutch by Ampharos there. I've got a few kills with Exploit. Ampharos did some good work. And I barely got the win there. So thank you guys for taking the time out of the day to watch my battle. I really appreciate it, guys. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you also subscribe as well if you haven't done that yet. And I will see you guys in the next video.